I don't want to sound like a snob because I am very grateful that Mattel does these reproductions. I just don't think they hold a flame to the original vintage counterparts. Beautiful construction and design were the key elements of this elegant jacket dress. Barbie doll looked so sophisticated for her theater date with Ken. So I actually want to leave a little tip with you today where you can get this book for free, and it's completely legal. Hey there friends, it's Ian here with the Nostalgic Toy Archive, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I am going to be unboxing fashion number 1647 Gold N Glamour. This is a Barbie fashion from 1965 that I have always wanted. Full disclaimer, I purchased the 2002 reproduction of this outfit, and it does come with a reproduction American Girl Barbie as well. Unfortunately, the 1600 series fashions for Barbie are very hard to come by. Many of them were only produced in 1965, some up until about 1966. Unfortunately, that's a rather small window to be able to find these fashions. They just weren't in production for a very long time, and they're incredibly expensive to come by in the secondhand market. So I opted for purchasing the reproduction instead. But without further ado, let's go ahead and open up the box. All right, well, here we go. So it is in a really nice box. This is a collector's request, limited edition 1965 doll and fashion reproduction. I do really love this artwork. It's very beautiful. We obviously have an illustration of a 1965 era Barbie. Again, this would have been the American Girl Barbie era. All right, well, let's go ahead and open her up. She is really cute, and oh my goodness, I am so happy to finally have this fashion. I don't want to sound like a snob because I am very grateful that Mattel does these reproductions. I just don't think they hold a flame to the original vintage counterparts. I also have a pretty big confession to make. I purchased this outfit to put on one of my number 3 Ponytail Barbies. And that might sound like a sacrilege to some of you because it's not very faithful for the representation of the eras of Barbie's clothing, but I just really wanted this outfit for one of my number 3s, and we're gonna go ahead and get this doll out of the box, take the clothing out, and reassemble it on my number 3 Ponytail Barbie. For quick comparison though, I am just going to show you my vintage original long-haired American Girl Barbie. Here they are side by side. I mean, this reproduction is still really cute, but I'm just going to be that type of person who's always going to prefer the originals. This is actually the doll I really want to dress in the outfit today. This is my number 3, my project number 3. She's the one that has the real receding hair. And I just tried restyling her hair with some cluster curls, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. But the real exciting thing that I'm looking forward to is putting her in this outfit, because I think this hat will really help to hide her receding hair. I'm very impressed with the quality of the clothing items that Mattel does for these vintage reproductions. They're just done so well, and this jacket is incredibly beautiful. The snaps come right off, and she does have a really beautiful sheath type of dress underneath. So here's that sheath dress, and the closure in the back is definitely a lot more cheaply made. It's just sort of a, very cheap zipper that's in the back. Already, I love this so much more on her. I already just think the dress alone really elevates the look with her. Her gloves are on. They're a little weird looking. This is my one thing that I don't love about the vintage reproduction outfits. They're never able to really get the gloves that well fitted on the dolls, and so you kind of are left with just these like weird little pockets where the thumbs should go. They just don't want to completely fit. So for that reason, that's typically why I skip the gloves. A lot of collectors, if they collect the American Girl era Barbies, they're going to collect the American Girl era fashions. And then the same goes for people like me who collect the number 3s. Typically you want to collect those 1960, 1961 era fashions for your number 3. But I do sometimes really like to just mix and match and to change it up. And, you know, I'm sure there were plenty of little girls out there that maybe had a Barbie from 1960 and still played with Barbie in 1965 and bought some of these fashions for their ponytails. The other interesting thing about 1965 is that we actually retire the open-toed mules. I mean, they were still available for some outfits, but a lot of the outfits now for Barbie start to have the real classic closed-toed high heels, which I think are really pretty. And now for the final touch, the hat. All right, what do we think? I think that Barbie has really elevated her wardrobe. Do you like the way a 1965 1600 series fashion looks on a vintage ponytail? Let me know. I would love to know your opinion. But the reason I really wanted this outfit for her is for this mess that she has for her hair. She just has really messy hair, and I've never been able to completely get it to look perfect. So I think a hat suits her very nicely. We're still in the 60s, so I feel that it's totally fine and totally acceptable to have a later era fashion on an earlier era doll. And my, oh my, she is stunning. I'm gonna show her up close one more time. And then before we end the video, I wanna share with you guys one of my favorite books on Barbie's vintage fashions. So this book is unfortunately no longer in production. It came out in the early 90s. I actually have a signed copy by the author. I got a pretty good deal on eBay for this book quite a few years ago, but unfortunately now in the secondhand market, this book is like sometimes a few $100s, and people do pay that price for it, which is insane. So I actually want to leave a little tip with you today where you can get this book for free, and it's completely legal. You want to visit internetarchive.org. This is an archival site that archives a lot of books that are no longer in production. And if you go into the search bar for the texts or the books that they have and type in this book or type in the author, Sarah Sink Eames, you'll have an opportunity of finding a digital copy of this book. And it actually treats it as a library where you can check it out and you have about an hour to read it. It's kind of an interesting system. I don't know why that is, but it's a great opportunity to be able to look at this guide for free. Anyway, I just wanted to share that tidbit of information with you because this book is incredibly expensive on the secondhand market. I think it's very overpriced, and there are guides online as well from many collectors that have all the archival images of these pictures from their collections. So there's other references, I'm trying to say, other than just this book, but I do really love how this book is laid out by all of the years and the sequential fashions. But anyway, let's go ahead and read about Gold and Glamour. Beautiful construction and design were the key elements of this elegant jacket dress. Barbie doll looked so sophisticated for her theater date with Ken. Her dress featured a horizontal gathered turquoise chiffon bodice with strapless blue taffeta lining meeting the golden tweed sheath skirt. The back featured a zipper closure. The trapeze construction of a tan taffeta-lined jacket was a work of art, with attached self-fabric scarf at the neck with brown fur trim on the ends. 3 large brown buttons accentuated the snap closure. Accessories included an outrageous hat with tweed crown and big brown fur brim, long brown tricot gloves, brown closed-toe pumps, and a graduated pearl necklace and a gold clutch bag. I really love this book, and I love the descriptions that the author wrote about all these fashions. It's definitely an enjoyable read and a great reference guide for all of Barbie's vintage fashions from 1959 to 1967. And there is a volume 2 that covers the mod era. And if I'm not mistaken, that volume and that issue is even more expensive in the secondhand market. So definitely take my advice and check out Internet Archive. You can actually find both versions of this book, Volume 1 and Volume 2, and read them completely for free on that website. I think Barbie's pretty happy with her new look and a beautiful big hat to hide her receding hair. I think she is very elevated now and very chic. I think she's ready to go walk on the Paris runway. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little fashion review video today. Definitely check out my other videos on my channel. I'm starting to accumulate a lot of videos on my channel now. I have a lot of fun putting these videos together, and you might find some videos on my channel that you'll really enjoy watching. So check out my other videos and consider subscribing. My name is Ian, and I hope to catch you in the next video. Bye.